Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Failing for You. It's me, your host, Jordan Yates, and today I am joined by a very cool guest. Her name is Vanessa Loiola. She is the founder and CEO of Valoy Automation. So, Vanessa really stuck out to me because her graphics always include pink in it. Her logo has pink in it. And, as a girl, I love pink and I think that her stuff just really sticks out. But beyond that, her personality is super cool. I feel like she does a great job representing women in automation. And overall, I'm just excited to have her here. So, Vanessa, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much to have me here. And this is my first podcast, so we're gonna learn a lot today.
Yeah, well, Vanessa, in the truest fashion of failing for you, if you mess up, the listeners are very, very forgiving. So
Thank
that's why
you,
we love them
thank you.
so
Go
much. That's
easy
why
on
they
me.
show up every week. I it's nice. Vanessa, I want to get started. You and I were kind of mid conversation before I just like cut us off and was like, let's start recording. I felt like you were saying too much good stuff that I wanted to get on the record. So could you start by just kind of giving us a background of your start in automation and how your company came to be?
Yes, okay. So, first of all, I'm from Brazil. I'm living in Ireland right now. I've been here for around 7 years. I always had a passion about automation and robotics since I finished college. My background is in industrial engineering. Back then, I even post this because it's a funny story how I got in automation. I watched a movie, Iron Man, you probably know about it. And I love it. And I was like, Jesus, I would love to do that one day. But I was like, oh, I don't think I could. Like, I just had like a funny comment with my friend, and he said, like, why not? Like, why you didn't try? I was like, I don't know. I just finished college. I don't want to do another degree or whatever. And well, he did not let that go. So, and I tried to look for things in automation, and I found, of course, a post graduation, a few things in Brazil, but like, it was a lot to invest for a thing that I was not sure because I mean it was a movie in the back at the end of the day. So I got a let's say a more affordable training course for it was like a few weeks or a few days, I don't remember right now. It was like introduction to robotics, and I love it. I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. But a lot of things happened after that, and I could not uh, go and find a job in Brazil. I moved to Ireland to learn English. And it was like, okay, maybe I should try something here in Ireland. Like, I didn't have the knowledge, but I have experience and all my background in big companies in Brazil. Was like, that should help in some way. And I found a company here. They gave me the opportunity to learn to start it in automation with the little knowledge that I have back then. And since then, I just kind of fell in love with the industrial robots and more and more and more. And 2 years ago, I saw kind of gap in the market here and opportunity to do this exactly what I love that work just with the robots. Because I was working with another companies, and and you don't really just do one thing and your position. You have to do a lot of other things, and like the robots was kind of, I don't know, 20-30% of my day. And I was like, no, I want to learn more. I want, like, there are so many brands over there, and I saw a gap here that there's like not many robots programmers in Ireland. And now after my LinkedIn, I saw that it's kind of problem in Europe as well and in other countries. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn more of the brands. So instead of offering work just with one robot brand, I can work with six, seven, because um it's similar. I mean, the software of all the brands are different, but the concept, how you code, it's the same. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
after it, I believe it's like after you learn one language, the other ones kind of keep easier. something like that, but I would say it's a little more. So I opened the business and I got a few customers straight away. And since then, like I started with 2 brands and now I have 6. I work with six major, bigger brands, robot brands. And now I want to add more this year. And that's all. Like for me, I said that one interview before. The biggest problem that I faced when I opened my business was my fear of not working. I was like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? Like if it doesn't work, how am I gonna pay my bills? But I believe in myself. Like I come to a lot of things, and if it doesn't work, it's fine. I go back, find another job, and just like the experience. Like I'm not gonna um waste everything I learn, everything I invest in myself. So
Your story is so interesting. It's like, where do I even want to begin? It's like starting from Brazil, moving to Ireland, learning automation, learning English, like 2 very difficult things all at once. And I just have to say, personally, I think it's so cool that you have a friend that was like, listen, I'm taking your comment seriously. You want to be in automation because you liked Iron Man. Well, damn it, you're doing it.
and I was like, it just like that idea sometimes it's like, oh, I might do this, and it's like, that sounds stupid. But my friend, he believed me even though I did not that time. And I was like, are you sure I should try? Like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, definitely. Like, I
Yeah.
can see. And the funny thing, every time that I was saying to someone else, like, oh, I would like to work in robotics with robots and blah, everybody was laughing. Like, even here when I moved to Ireland, after the already have the training and everything, when I was in Ireland, it's like when I was learning English, like I was, part-time learning English, and there was at school, and there was like I remember that now. There was some activity, and there was like to practice, English. It was like, we need to talk about the future. Okay, so you're gonna tell how you like, what are your plans for the future? And I was saying that to a person. I was like, yeah, I would love, like, that's what I want to do, and I see myself doing this in the next 5 years. Jesus, that the guy laughed like for like a minute. It's like,
Oh, no.
I was like, you're insane. Like, you work with robots. Like, come on, like, wake up. Like, and then I was
Yeah.
like, no, like, that's possible. Why are you laughing? It's not, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm gonna build a spaceship and fly out of Earth. Like, it's something that it is possible. Funny
Yeah.
thing is, after that, I think a few months after that, like there was not even 6 months after that conversation, I got the job that I told you about it. And who asked me to recommend him to the company? He sent me a message online. I don't remember where, but like, Vanessa, did you know if the company you're now it's hiring, so I can apply for? And I just started laughing. I was like, are you for real?
You should have typed
When
ha
I
ha 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 ha.
and then like I don't remember if I responded or not, but it was like, you laugh at me when I said, like, and I told him my dream that I would do it because I was really determined, like, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's how I see myself. And I think it's really powerful when you dream about it and when you feel it, that you can, that's the attraction, I think, of the law and everything. When you do that, it's just, I would say that I was doing that for like years, and then it came along, but like I prepared myself. But like I saw a lot of people laughing every time I was, even when I was saying that I was gonna open my own business. Oh Jesus, like, oh yeah, this is like, you're not gonna make it. I was like, why not? Oh no, because you're not, you're too young. I was like, I'm not that young anymore. Like, I should try and fail now than like I'm 50, 60 and just regret that I never even try it. you know but I think
Absolutely.
when you have focus and you really know what you want, just go for it. Like I did, like, and that's it. Like a lot of people laughed, and now and it's like they're just seeing me thriving, so I don't know what they're
You said,
expecting
look who's
anymore.
laughing now.
Yeah.
It's like the perspective of now you look back, like you've been successfully running your business, you've had the years in automation, but at one point you were in that position of like trying to get the experience, trying to start your own business. Like, I don't know if you could like think about taking us back to how you felt when that person laughed at you for the first time. Did you ever for a second doubt yourself or think, maybe he's right? Or were you so self assured that you're like, I'm going to do this? And how did you get to that place?
Well, I believe that day I felt like, oh my God, it's maybe it's not the way I thinking. Maybe it is something insane. But like, thank God I always had good friends to back me up, and they had another friend here in Ireland. It's like, no, it's like you should try. It's not a big thing, because what I was dreaming, maybe for some people might be crazy, but for it's not. It was simple. Like it's just work with automation. It's not something. Oh, I'm gonna build a robot. So yeah, I doubt myself that day. I probably spent like the other day like really in a bad mood. It's like, oh my goodness, maybe my dream is that crazy. But I had friends that's helped me go through, and it's like, no, that's you should try. Like just try. You never know. You know. I think how it's important to have someone in your life to support you. Like my family supported me, my friends supported me back then, and nowadays they just see me thriving and they're so happy with me. It's just like, yeah, you can do a lot of things. So reach out to yourself. That's I think that's the um biggest issue you can. It's like when you start doubting yourself, then you start having problems. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, it's always hard when people are negative towards what you're wanting to go after and what you're feeling, because I think something that comes with age and experience and perspective is that if somebody's telling you that, like, that sounds crazy, that sounds really hard, it's not because you're not capable, it's because the idea is overwhelming to them and they don't think that they could do it. And they just think, oh, this sounds so complicated. Like, there's no way she could figure it out because, like, gosh, this is just hard. But in reality, like you said, like you made a plan, you had a process, you had, a good support system. And I think that makes all the difference. And that's why for me, I'm always willing to put myself out there and try, because you never know until you try. And like, you could have failed, it could have went poorly, but you never would have known if you didn't put yourself out there. And you definitely wouldn't be where you are today, being a boss ass business lady, owning her own business without having put yourself out there. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. Tell us a little bit more about the transition period from you got your experience in automation and then you decided to branch out on your own. Can you take us through that thought process of like where you were in your head? You said you saw this gap in the market. Can you really just drill down into what that gap was and how you thought that you could fill it?
Yes, I worked in two type of companies before I started my own. What we call here in Ireland, it's machine builders that build the robot cells, so the design and test and everything. So I used to do most of the connections, PLCs, HMI, and the robot conveyors, sensors, all the integration. So I kind of learned a little bit of everything, and it was great. But the thing is, because we were like to building all the cell, like the lack of people that knows everything was really like still right nowadays. So if the customer asked them a different brand of the robot that they used to work, they wouldn't have, or they have to hire somebody else like from another country to come just to program maybe one robot. And because we're always busy, thank God, and we could not learn another brand because like we're always working, like always programming something. So it was really hard to go out, and I was like, okay, I want to learn something else. I want to learn another brand. And Dance was like, sorry, we can't now, we can afford. It was not about like money ways, it was like about days. Like we cannot afford to have you a week away just to learn something else. And so then I changed jobs for another reasons, and I went to manufacturing, and was the same thing. It was a lot of robots, and I was like, okay, I want to learn. I was like, oh, sorry, it's just you here. I cannot afford to to let you go for a few days just to learn. And over there on this manufacturing, I saw like another gap that was like people that maintain the machines. Because one thing, like when you buy the robot and you're a robot cell, you need to do service, you need to, troubleshooting and things like that. So I noticed like every time they need someone to do something, they was hiring a contractor, because I was the only one in the factory, and it was like 50 robots and 300 machines. So I'm good, but I'm not that good to keep 300 some contractors. And I think the idea came one day that I saw a problem in the robot because was under warranty. I could not fix it, because if it's like your phone. If you
Yeah.
open your phone and the warranty, you just lose everything. So I saw the problem. I knew how to fix it, but like I told my boss, like I cannot fix it, otherwise you're gonna lose your warranty. Because if you need to replace anything, it's money wise. So I told my boss. He
Mm-hmm.
called the company. They came. They spent like a day, and I was like, guys, I mean, I already told you the problem. You just need to fix it. Oh, it's not like this, and it was safety related, and I have a really stricted value that like I do not bypass safety, and the safety was bypassing this machine, and I was like, well, that's not okay. But like I knew how to. It was like it's not a big deal. Actually, I even told him like you should do this and that. No, it's bigger than that. It was like you don't know what you're saying. And it was like, yeah, I do not know what I'm saying. Fine, then I have 300 machines to take out. Like, you take your time. They
Yeah.
spent probably like a week or more there, back and forward, like, and it was like that was money for the company, not for my employer back then, because it was warranty, so he had to pay anything. But the problem was the machine was down for more than a week, and we could not work because I did not let them put the machine back in production because of the safety. It was like no safety,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't run. Like the robot was running fine, but the safety was not okay. So the robot should not, like the
Yeah.
operator should not go close to the machine. So back and forth, I was like, okay, let's call the technician from the brand, because this is, that's a week now. Technician said exactly what I said, but like I didn't know what I'm talking about.
Mic drop.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but that day he forgot that I told you, because it was a week ago with me, and I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, that's not a big deal. So then he just start like saying to the technician, like I don't. The guy is like the top level of the brand. He probably wrote the software. That's how he was, like he knew about what he was talking about. And then it was like the guy, and oh no, I don't think this guy know what he's talking about. Like this guy literally probably wrote the software, so he knows. Like he knows the problem. Anyway, after a lot of discussion, and I was like, please just listen to him. If you didn't want to listen to me, fine. I'm totally cool. But like listen to the guy, like he knows. And by the end of I think 2 or 3 weeks, he let the technician, do his job. He did it. He fixed it. What I told was wrong in the first day. Then I realized there is a gap there, because this company, it's in the market for like years, and they're building cells. And so that's the type of service it's on the market. If I can fix a machine in like in a few minutes, because as I said, I saw the problem in the first day, I just did not fix it because of the warranty. And I even told him how to fix it. I just didn't want to, because and I was like, okay, I might look this, and I start joking to myself and was like, I might open my own business. And like again, a friend of mine, why you should not? And then again, my friend, like that talk was like, yeah, I might open because like there is two gaps there that I can see. The machine builders need constantly help with programming the robots, especially when there is a brand that they don't have. And like I can
Mm-hmm.
program a robot in less time than most of my competitors. And now to fix machines, I was like, they go there for a week, and I usually fix them in like a day or even an hour every time. Like there was once they went there like for a day and they did not fix the machine. I was off, my day off. They call someone to fix it. I go back there. First thing in the morning, I just was like, yeah, the air was off. That was, and they hire like this, like they hire a contractor to go there and fix the machine. The person has spent a day and he could not see, and I was like, guys, it's just that simple. But like, as a friend told me, for me it's simple because I know like I love what I do and my mind works a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I should get this knowledge and the way I solve problems and make money of it. Like that's opportunity. That's so I got like I saw the gap of the market. I saw my potential, like the way I work, and I was like, I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I still can go back to do anything else. Like I was not changing like what I was doing. I was just focused on one point from everything else. So if didn't work, I could go back to manufacturing and it would be just fine because whatever I did in the, let's say, trying would count as experience. So it was like I was not, in the end I was not losing anything. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna see how it is, and here I am, and I don't know, I regret. Like I love it.
It's so cool that, like you said, you just kind of naturally have an inclination towards understanding how to program robotics. Like, thank God you watched Iron Man. Like, what if you never would have known that you had this ability and that you, like, it's so cool that you accidentally came into this and you're so awesome at it. Like, that feels like fate to me. Like, that's just like when the stars start to align and you're like, thank goodness I listened to my gut because for some reason you just happen to be really good at this. So that is amazing. Now, I have a question. So I'm in the United States, I'm in Texas, and here I'm an entrepreneur as well. A lot of people that listen to my podcast are. And in America, it's very like entrepreneur focused. It's like you want to start a business, you go start one, you pop one up. People, side businesses left and right. I'm curious if the culture between growing up in Brazil and then being in Ireland, what is it like starting a business there? Is it like, is it hard to get one going? Like, kind of walk us through because I wonder culturally, like, what's different in the mindset when going out on your own.
Well, like in Brazil, I did not have a company in Brazil. That was kind of my first one here. But like I know in Brazil is a lot of paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So to open a business, like it's really complicated, and the paperwork, until you get the business running, it's not just about investing. It's just the time and politics and just paperwork. But here in Ireland, I found
Mm-hmm.
really easy. I mean, comparing to Brazil, my like
Yeah.
easy, like in the paperwork it's so less paperwork and so less complicated, and the government helped a
Mm-hmm.
lot small business, like a lot. They had like there are like free trainings, like how you manage your taxes, how you open your own business. Like there's like literally a program like how you open up your own business, so kind of go step by step. They have like how you do your marketing if you want to learn how to post on the internet or things like that, or how to sell online. So the government here in Ireland really help people how like to open, like especially small business. And then if your business it's to, let's say, manufacture something that you're gonna hire more people, more, you have even
Mm-hmm.
more help from the government because you're creating jobs. Right now, like I
Yeah.
decided just to go on my own because, as I said, it's kind of new type of business here because I just offer a specific robot programming, what everybody else offer, like it's the whole robot cell. So it's kind of, you can
Mm-hmm.
find freelancers, but the service is not the same compared to what I do. So right now I decide go, small, and then once I have like my all my customers set, then I'm gonna start hiring people. But for companies that like is manufacturing, like let's say you are selling a product that you need to make that product and you need to hire people, the government help you a lot, helping even pay half of their salaries. So here in Ireland, at least, I'm
Wow.
not sure how it's in Brazil right now because, as I said, that I'm living here for 7 years. But I do have friends there that have companies, and they say that's kind of still a lot of paperwork and complicated to have an even I staff. But here they help a lot, and I found that really easier. Like as I said, the biggest problem that I faced was my fear of not, like, once I said like, yeah, I'm gonna try, that's it, then everything, like, as you said, aligned. Like, was like the stars, everything aligned. And even the name, I was driving one day, I was like, what's gonna be the name of my company? It was like, yeah, Valoy, that's my name at the beginning of my first name and then my second name. And it's like, yeah, that's it. And I even designed my own logo. When you say about the color, I did everything on my own because, like, when I started, like, okay, I cannot spend a lot of money because if this doesn't work, you
Yeah.
need to be conscious about it. So I design my own logo. I create my own name and everything. Just to have a feel like I paid for to help with the paperwork, but everything else was great. Yeah, I would say here in Ireland it's easier.
That's really cool to know just because like it's so different every place that we live. So I love to hear the perspectives, especially internationally. Now, back to the logo. So I feel like, given that we're in sort of a male dominated industry, having a pink logo was a bold move. Can you tell me, like, how much thought did you put into that? Did you go back and forth on the pink? Like, I'm obsessed. Every time I see it, it sticks out to me.
Because
Oh,
my favorite color is magenta. The logo of the original logo,
okay.
it's like magenta. It's pink, but a little darker, a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know that information. When you print magenta, you need to. It's not all the printers have that color. First of all,
Yeah.
second, you need to define really specific. Like there is a way to send the color to the person who's gonna print that, and I didn't know. I thought like, oh yeah, I have like 1,000 colors. I just pick one. I spent probably a day to because it's kind of two different shades of now pink. So when I have to make like a business card last minute because it was something happened here, a show like a robotics and automation event here in Ireland. It was like I want to go, just not to do networking, and I didn't have a business card. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do something really quick. Um, put my logo in, my name, my email, and I didn't have much to do. So when I got the cards, it was pink, and I was like, oh, it's not pink, it's darker. And I called. It's like, we don't print magenta. Like that's not a thing. I was like, wait a minute, like you
Yeah.
cannot print all the colors. I'm like, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm a woman. I'm not gonna change that. So pink, it's fine, and that's it. Like to be honest, a lot
I
of people
love it.
won't notice the difference from magenta to pink. And since that, I was like, yeah, I accept that. And every time I was like, fine. So I print that to my car as well, the logo, and even my uniform. My uniform even pinker because they didn't have that color pink. But like, I just accept the fact. I was like, you know what? That's all. Like, but for me, it was like, oh, but it's a lot of men. My customers, most are men. But it's like that's fine. Like I'm a woman with a pink logo. Like, I'm not hurting anyone. And looks so nice.
They'll find out one way or another that you're a woman when
The
you show
funny
up.
thing is, let's say I go, like, I have like a go to event or anything else that you have a lot of logos. You always gonna see my one, because everybody else is like gray, red, not really red, like dark colors, like, because you go black, gray, or even orange or something like that. And my one is pink.
Yeah.
So it'd be like,
It's genius. It's marketing genius.
And I was like, you know what? That's it. I accept my fact. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get my magenta. I accept the fact, but even though if I get that color, people wouldn't see the magenta because it looked pink. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
And like, I love it.
That's so funny.
And I was like, that's all. And like, people now, I didn't have any problems, even because there's a lot of men working in it, and a lot of people even say, "Oh, that kind of like a logo. It's different." Because like I took the risk.
I love how that worked out so well. I'm sorry you didn't get your magenta, but as a fan of yours and your page, I'm really happy about the pink. Yeah. Happy accident, as they say. So I love it. But Vanessa, we are just about to the end of our time here. I promised the listeners I'd try to keep it around 30 minutes because they know I can go on forever. So before we sign off, is there anything else that you wanted to leave them with? Like, where can they reach out to you? Where can they find you? Just kind of all your plugs.
Well, you can text me, DM me on LinkedIn. I most online most of the days. I try to answer like all the messages the same day. Sometimes it take 1 or 2 days. Or you can go through my website and feel that the contact us and anything, any that, like if you need any help with robot programming. I'm supporting all Europe, but there are a few people from the United States that need help, and I'm gonna do something about online training, like at least the introduction to robotics, because a lot of people want to know about it. And there's not many over there. It's still like on holding because I need to prepare like a really nice presentation for everybody. But keep an eye on my LinkedIn, and it's gonna be some time soon, I hope.
Awesome. Well, I will put all of your links in the description of the episode. So, guys, if you want to look Vanessa up, I will have her LinkedIn, I'll have her website, and anything else we will have there below. So you can reach out to her, follow her, connect with her, chat with her, and above all, just enjoy the content. And hopefully, if you have a robot in her area that you need programmed, you got someone now. So thank you so much for listening. And as always, I'm your host, Jordan Yates. And in the meantime, I'll be failing for you. See you next week.